Yeah, I was with my son. He was going to have surgery that day at Clark Memorial Hospital, so I was very, uptight about that at any rate. And we were sitting in the waiting room for them to get him ready to go into surgery, watching all of the weather reports, and it was very frightening. I knew it was going to be major. I mean, it was everywhere, and he was going into surgery. It was almost exactly around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They had him prepped to go into surgery, and the code orange came for the tornado, and they had to cancel his surgery and bring him out, and he had to have his surgery another day. So we were at the hospital anticipating, along with everyone else, injured people coming in. Didn't know really what to expect, but we were watching it unfold on TV, so it was very frightening.
And did you see the tornado, and how did it unfold in terms of your involvement with your agency?
I didn't see the tornado. A relative of my granddaughter, of course, with this new age of technology, they took a video on their phone of the tornado cloud up in Washington County, which she has some relatives up there, and that, of course, we saw that at the hospital too. They sent it to us and said this is a live picture of the tornado as it's coming across. So that's amazing too to see that live. But with the agency, serving the elderly population, you're just not sure what to expect, but you want to be ready. We have a case management program, and there's policies in place to check on all of our clients and make sure everything is okay with them. So that was all set into motion. And but I was a member of the Southern Indiana COAD before the March to Recovery Committee, and involved with that. And it was about a year old before this event happened, and so we were able to quickly come together as a group, having had that connection, to start some planning and helping in the relief.
What are some of the special challenges you've seen over the past year and a half with the elderly population?
Well, special challenges. In general, I think their health problems are declining. Their medication, they're taking more medicine for their health. I think there's, as far as the clients that we serve a lot of low-income elderly. So when you look at the elderly in that matter, they're making decisions as to, do I take my medicine, do I buy my medicine, or do I buy groceries? So you're having to shore up that support system for them, make sure they're getting all their needs met.
And did you see a greater sense of anxiety? I seem to have noticed that when dark clouds come, there's a lot of anxiety.
Yes, there is. That continues to happen, and I think it will for a while, until people feel safe again. But then I don't know that they really will feel safe, if a storm comes. It'll always bring back the memories.
What has been the most valuable part of your experience with March to Recovery?
Oh, it's the teamwork, working with all these people. When we first had our first public meeting, we were used to having our COAD membership and maybe 20 or 30 agencies involved. And then you have a public meeting to get everybody together for this recovery, and 150, 200 people show up. So to me, that was amazing. You met new partners from all over the nation. They came in to help support us and to help with the relief work all over the counties that were affected. So the teamwork and just jumping in and doing whatever it had to be done. I would get emails from other people in the group, sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night, because they're still working on things that had to be done. So it's just been eye-opening and a wonderful experience, a learning experience. But the the committee, the people we work with, they're amazing.
How do you think that the whole experience of this storm has changed this community?
I think it's brought everybody closer together. We work together, we cry together, you know, we have hope for a future. So it's really changed the people that way. I think it's brought everyone closer.
How do you think something will be different going forth? Do you think a lot of these coalitions will remain?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we're expanding the SynCOAD membership into the counties, surrounding counties, and offering them membership. And we continue to meet quarterly, and we're going to develop some more plans and be ready for the next disaster. Even if it's a small disaster, we have to make a plan what we're going to do to help the people, even if we don't have funding. So I think this community can pull that off and work together. Yeah, I think going in, even having all of the people working together from the get-go, there were so many decisions, so many things that had to be done. Policies had to be set. You had to get your fiscal agent ready and in place so you can manage the money and the donations and be accountable. There's so many things going into it, technical decisions, that you make some mistakes along the way, but you do learn. So that's one of the things we plan on doing, is developing all of our policies and reports and making a manual for the next generation or for future generations to go by our, you know, example, what we did. I think we've done a really good job.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about all this, like maybe how it changed you as a person?
I've grown a lot over this past year and a half. Going into it, it was very stressful and very busy, but I stuck with it. I even was, you know, my director said, if it's too much with your regular workload, you know, you can withdraw or step down. I went, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to stick with it to the end because I want to see the work accomplished for the good of the community. So I think that's what it boils down to. The volunteers working to build homes, volunteers working behind the scenes. It all works together.